My name is Eric, and I'm here to say, welcome to Talking with Famous Pepe. So now I ask the question, what's your best advice? A lot of people come and say, I'm 20 years old. With all your old man wisdom, what's your best advice? I don't really have any great advice. Maybe you guys have some great advice,
Yeah.
I'm going to get some more weed from the freezer. That's my good advice to myself right now. So, let's see, hi Boba Fett. What's going on? All right. So Rachel and I had a nice little nap earlier.
Yeah.
I got a solid good couple of hours of sleep, which was obviously both much needed and quite satisfying to have experienced. Let's open this up in a tab where I can see the chat. Daniel Berry Sports highlights. Happy Easter. Encountering Jack. Hello. Young Sly Boys. Best advice is seek in Christ with all your heart and soul. Well, that's good advice.
That's good advice.
That's fine advice. That does definitely meet the criterion of somebody coming in and telling me their best advice. So
keep on going, Pee-Pee. Play. Yes.
I appreciate the fact that you're answering the question. Sing Lyra says, you are a beautiful person. Tell us a story. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the woods. And they went out for to go get some more cigarettes. And then this lady, Goldilocks, came in. And she ate some porridge and sat in a chair and slept in her bed. And then they came back and were like, what the fuck? And chased her away. The end. That's my story. It's the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Bald lives do matter. Thank you. Thank you, Jack Reynolds. Around here, we reject the idea that you need to get out of here, Baldy. Can I sing the song Get It On by T-Rex? Maybe, but I'm unlikely to do so. I've never tried to play it. Thanks, Singware. I will try to stay humble. Skylar Zamzow. Hello. Carhartt don't look right without the baldness, it says Craven Moorhead. And, I didn't know how badly I needed these things for so many years. And then finally I got them and feeling like, wow, this is an excellent pants solution.
It really is. Were you able to get the zipper down ever?
No. But, it's like if I were a girl, I wouldn't have anything to pull out of there anyway.
No, so you would have to take it off.
So it's just basically like the same as if I were a girl.
Yeah.
That's my logic to make me not be too upset about it.
Yes, Pee-Pee. Yes.
These overalls were made for the woman within, not the man without. That's my vision on that.
No. Get that mouse.
May not exactly be a real mouse, but I guess Acacia brought those.
Yeah.
They certainly like that a lot better than the things your mom gave us.
Oh my God, that's so true. Yeah.
So, Russian guy, I don't speak Russian. I'm sure your Cyrillic words are all well and good, but I have no idea what they mean.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting me to respond to whatever you're saying in Russian, well, you'll be disappointed to learn that I don't speak Russian.
Trevor, why do you look like you're like gonna pounce on your sister?
Trouble? Hey! Trouble. You're gonna get something thrown at you if you're not careful, mister. If you start going towards Capillo, I'm gonna throw this at you. Oh, good. You didn't.
Good. Capillo.
Let's pull a couple more bombers to get myself kind of high a little bit.
I want to get high, but I'm.
You're feeling too sick.
Yeah, I really am.
Well, just rest it out, baby. Don't worry about that kind of thing.
I'm starting to like really think that because like my mom was like, oh, it's probably allergies. So I thought I was thinking allergies, but I think it's COVID.
Well, you still have the residual congestion from when we were sick. I do too, a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel very sick, but. Devin McDaniel says, Jesus loves you. Is that your best advice? Jesus loves you? It's not really advice so much as it is an observation, right? You know, whenever you want to go back to bed anytime, obviously you do what you got to do, you know.
Okay.
So, read about how I'm going to perceive it or whatever. So I'll admit I'm feeling a little bit out of loss this evening. Like, you know, got up from my nap, watched a little bit of TV, which was entertaining, but not much else on TV. So figured I'd do a little live streaming. My best advice is to not wait on completing tasks, not for long anyway. Life will be cleaner.
That sounds like something my mom would say.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with you, but easier said than done. You know, easier said than done. I agree with you in principle, but I don't agree with you in practice, I guess. Obed Dezatsia. Hello. We are soliciting from everybody their best life advice. People often come in here and say, I'm 19, I'm 20 years old. What's your best? You old man, you have lived so long, you're so wise. What's your best advice for me? My best advice is to wear brown underwear if you wear overalls. Okay, well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Easier said than done for sure, yeah. If you're worrying about something that's not real, I won't tell you it's not real because that's not how we deal with worry. Instead, I'll help you face worry. One day, what worries you will be real. Well, that's great, but that's also not advice, right? That's sort of an observation about how you are going to behave in circumstances. Yeah. I don't think that counts as advice, obviously.
Like, does I hope that everything that I worry about doesn't become real. Oh, I really.
No, well, he's not saying what you worry about becomes real. He's saying that you might be worrying about something not real, but one day when you're worrying, someday it will.
Oh, I see. I see.
Ryan of the Miller family says, my best advice is keep your head up high and don't let people drag you down. All right, that's good advice. The thing is, my opinion is that the advice people give tells us more about themselves than anything else, really. So it's like, for Ryan, chances are the advice he's giving there is the advice he might believe that he needs to hear, or it could be the advice that he believes others need to hear and are doing things wrong or whatever. Lucifer says, remember that nothing is promised except for death, so all you can do is accept it and live your life the way you want to. Well, thanks, Lucifer. Good advice.
Lucy and Satan.
Yeah, both real thing. We have both Lucifer and Satan here. Okay, so yeah, there are two possible ways that somebody telling advice can understand the advice they tell. They can be talking about what they perceive as a shortcoming in the world. In other words, when they look at other people, they say, one thing that I do well that I see other people need to do better is that, right? Is yeah, that's my advice. The other possible frame of reference is here's the advice I think I would benefit from hearing. The topic today is advice. What are people's best pieces of advice? So it seems like in Ryan's instance, what he's saying is when he looks around him, he keeps his head up high and doesn't let people drag him down, but he doesn't see others upholding that value or whatever. Alec T. Well, it's like Jeopardy, Alec T. It's not enough for it to be related to the question. It needs to be formed in the phrased in the form of a question. Guidance or recommendations offered with regard to prudent future action. Yeah, but you weren't offering guidance or recommendations. You were describing how you yourself would behave. Whereas advice is definitely guidance or recommendations for other people, right? Otherwise, it doesn't count as guidance or recommendation. It just counts as like deciding what you're gonna do or something. Do I love you? Oh, so very much. Nothing is cherished until it has happened. Well, not everything that's cherished is an event, though. So.
I cherish you.
Thanks, darling. I cherish you too.
Well, thanks.
An employer only pays its employees if they make money off their services. No, Mikey. An employer pays its employees for hours worked slash, uh, you know, days attending work, depending if your wages or salary, regardless of whether they make money. They still have to pay their employees. That's one of the things that makes owning a business a little trickier than people understand, It doesn't matter if you had a good week, a bad week, a good quarter, a bad quarter, whatever. You still have to pay everybody who works for you right on time. If you don't pay them right on time, believe me, they're going to not be happy about it. So it's definitely not the case that employers only pay employees when the employers make money off the employees. Obviously, an employer can't sustain losing money indefinitely, but I mean, the thing is, they hire employees because they believe that the additional work provided by the employee will facilitate the operation and or profitability of the business. But that's speculative, having run a business before, believe me, I understand that things are a little less clear cut than you think, and sometimes what you anticipate isn't what works out. So this is why when a business is very successful, the business owner makes substantially more money than the employees because, of course, the business owner takes all the risk. The employees have a guaranteed payday regardless of how successful the business is. If the business isn't successful enough, the employer may have to fire people, but they may not actually be able to run the business with fewer than people. It may just be a failing idea and they have to go under, Lucifer says, if you do anything, try to remember to enjoy it. Please help. Big Bird says, my best advice is a new career is a pedicure away. Huh. Both Real Ting says, Communicate clearly and professionally, avoiding gossip and assumptions. Focus on collaboration and respect, steering clear of conflicts and confrontations. Maintain a positive attitude. Square says sometimes you eat the bear and sometimes the bear eats you. Not exactly advice. Um, Treat everyone with dignity and respect. That's not terrible advice. Can you say my name out loud? Gabby. Gabby, hello. Feet pics can pay the bills. I guess that kind of qualifies as advice. It's more like an observation again, but should we really treat everyone with dignity and respect? Even evil people? Both Real Ting says I love you. Well, thank you. Oh, Alaya B. I can say your name out loud. Yes, Alaya B. The early bird is worth two in the bush. Again, more of an observation than advice, but fine. Uh, Jackson Fish says, hi, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Should I take offense to that? Should you take offense to what? I don't know. I do have some grapefruit juice here. Yeah, Rachel, well, people are constantly hitting on both of us when we're live streaming, You got JC here who is mesmerized by your beauty. Unthinkable, I just said your name out loud. Is that moonshine? That is grapefruit juice, my friend. Fruit of the grapefruit. Juice of the grapefruit, I mean. And definitely not moonshine. So if you're just arriving, we're soliciting people's best best advice they have to give. This is in response to the fact that I hear, oh yeah, it's definitely 420 friendly around here, believe me. I frequently hear from 19, 20-year-olds, hey, I'm young, I'm just doing yeah. Mike, I'm going to pass on that, Chris Roberts, okay? Uh, Mike, last name Lit. We've got the mics, We've got Hawk, we've got Lit, and we've got Hunt, right? Mike comes in three primary last names: Lit, Hawk, and Hunt. Never hate your enemies, as their opinion is theirs and they can live with their life. They can live their life without you in it. They have nothing to give, no loyalty for you. Don't hate, but don't trust. GGG. GGG to you too, Justice Bug. So I am soliciting from people their best pieces of advice. Don't hate and don't trust is Satan's best advice. Encountering Jackson's life, it's not to be hated, not to be judged, and definitely not to be messed with. Life is to be cherished or harnessed like the power of making a good meal. I see. You say that I'm harnessing life right now? Learn to communicate simple ideas effectively before thinking of communicating complex ones. That's good advice. I unfortunately believe, Alex T, that communicating effectively is much more something you're born with than something you learn. Sarah, I will call you Sarah, Justice Bug. I will call you Sarah instead of Justice Bug. Fried chicken connoisseur. Hello, I am you from another dimension. Cool. Brad Stover says, Eric, my girlfriend and I would love for you to do the thug shake for us and for all the new folks. Please and thank you. Oh, very well. I can and will do the thug shake for you. As before I do it, I will remind any newcomers that we are soliciting everyone's best piece of advice. Just to switch the tables around since people are always asking me. My advice that I give when people ask me is poop when you can. If you wait, it might go back up inside. You never know when it's going to be ready to go out. I think that's good advice. If you're chasing after something, be aware of how much it's pulling at you. Fair, good advice. Sure. Wear sunscreen. Also, good advice, Cosmic Pentastar. But I'm not sure that really universalizes. What about for people who don't go outside in the sun? Eric Moore says, my advice is not to give unsolicited advice if you prefer to avoid potential negative consequences. Well, that's good advice, and certainly in this case, you don't run afoul of your own rule because I am soliciting the advice. What do I think about the tragic events happening in Palestine? I think, I answer this question multiple times every day. I'm tired of answering it. Don't hold your poop in is great advice. Don't be racist. We're all just an egg in the end. Brian observes that he's never used sunscreen and he's fine. I was thinking for a second that his advice was going to be never use used sunscreen, which I think is good advice. I've been requested to do the thug shake, so I will go ahead and do it for the people, because a lot of people request me to do it so that they can learn how to do the thug shake themselves. It goes like this. You got to do the thug shake. You got to do the thug shake. You got to do the thug shake, 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 shake. So you can now do that at the club when they're bumping your jam. You can do the thug shake. You know how to do it now because I've showed you. Anyway, I was for Brad and his girlfriend who wanted me to see that. They wanted me to just play that. GGG Aguilar says, Hail Satan. That's, it's just like an Easter card from the store. Be autistic when it's needed. How about God gave you 2 middle fingers for a reason? Don't be afraid to use them. And Cameron Jack says, the best advice is the advice given without thinking, asked but learned through thinking about the challenges you face and exploring possible solutions. In the spirit of advice, is that everyone has a vice. Maybe your vice can be something healthy, like making sure to eat only healthy or working a certain amount every day. It doesn't have to be bad. We're in the man cave. We're just in the garage. It's a place where I can have a health tube that's not all the way outside, where it's a little bit colder and there might be some bugs out there, Like most people, I'm not a huge fan of bugs. I'm 52. It's not dying. It just, unfortunately, I left it out one night when it froze. So it's got some problem spots on it, but it's coming out fine. But I think this new generation, I think they're more informed and more, in some sense, more wise than I was at their age. It helps to have been able to access information via the internet from a young age. I was into computers and stuff pretty young. Like, I remember having an Apple IIe computer when those things came out. But even so, I'm not a digital native. Yeah, you smoke weed. I don't smoke meth. Alex T says, accept what is. 2, define, identify and define what you want. Number 3, see if with your thoughts, words, or actions you can move forward towards what you want. 4, release resistance. Sarah asks the important question: am I Skibbity Ohio toilet riz? No, there's no toilet involved nor Ohio. It is the case that my riz often shocks Skibbity Bombocrats come around. That's just because of my gat. No, I've never tried fentanyl. I keep struggling with doing what I want to do. What's your give to that? That you probably have a weak relationship with extroverted sensing, as do I. For people, if you're somebody who's got a weak relationship with extroverted sensing, you might identify with the following statement. Um, when I say I'm going to do something, it makes it less likely that I'm going to do that thing. If you identify with that, you have a weak relationship with extroverted sensing. So, hi Roberto Alvarez. Alan Stokes says, "What is this? This is a live stream. How big is my gat on a scale of 1 to 100? You tell me." Gat! All right, let's see here. Uh, the past is the past. Don't try to change it. Don't hate it. Just accept it. So some people might advise one um, to let go of their past. For example, Kristen Jack says he claims to time travel. I was joking, Kristen Jack. I do not claim to time travel. That whole thing was just a big joke. Obviously, I am not a time traveler. Okay? Drugs aren't sexy. Okay, here I am. Roberto Alvarez says hi. United 420 says it ain't bad. Tyler Doyle says sexy. Comedy Flu says Eric, FYI, as I never knew my biological father, I'm adopting you as my father. You owe me nothing but knowledge and friendship. Agree? I will be as knowledgeable and friendly as I can. Comedy Flu. Um, you're not the first person who's tried to adopt me as a father. Let's see here. Saram says we're getting a house tour. We could get a house tour, but not at this very moment. On the Walmart bag, says Satan. Avoid meth, says Hiralam. Pretty good advice, yeah. L6 says that's a little weird. Avhishek says, can you do that again? Ananova5 says, how was the open mic was Rachel nervous? You know what? We might have both been a little bit nervous, but what I think we experienced was we did a good job considering we didn't have songs memorized and we were having to look at them on pieces of paper. I think that Rachel needed to have the paper closer to her face, at least, especially for the first song. Can you give me a reason to live? Unfortunately, I cannot provide that to you, Salty Captain, but hopefully you find one. What are your thoughts on shrooms and marijuana edibles? I don't like shroom edibles. I just eat the shrooms directly. Marijuana edibles can be good depending. You got to get the right edibles. Eric Moore says I constantly travel through time, 1 second at a time, moving forward. Yeah, I understood that was a possible interpretation of it when the subject was brought up. Bravery is a requirement if you want the best shit in life. That's my advice as Hero Lamb. That's not terrible advice. Salute to you as well, Emily Deshanzes. I don't know how to travel through time, except just by living, as indicated, moving forward in the normal passage of time. Don't be afraid to change your status quo for something better. Take the risk. Are we still mad at Diddy? I'm not actively mad at Diddy, but I'm not pleased with him. As of today, marijuana is legalized in Germany. Good job, Saram. Good job. Where's Rachel? She's in bed in the other room, or at least petting the cat in there. I don't know exactly what she's doing. Advice for getting girlfriends. My number one piece of advice for getting girlfriends is you're only going to get a girlfriend, not girlfriends. So try to try to meet people, engage with them in kind of a straightforward way, and you know, find somebody that you really like a lot and try to go after them. Encountering Jack says, "Ooh, I now remember a good little piece of advice. Except what you cannot change, so the courage to change what you can, or the wisdom to live different." That's the Serenity Prayer. Thanks, Jake Farm. Bald lives do matter. And around here, we do not embrace the notion of get out of here, Baldy. We oppose that notion. Oh, yeah, Rachel's still sick somewhat. And the bottom line is this: when you're chatting with a girl, uh, you want to make sure she feels very comfortable. You want to perhaps be you want to be kind of maybe flirty or something, but always let the girl initiate physical contact, which is to say, if you earn it, at some point she'll do one of these. You're so funny, and she'll touch your shoulder. Then you know you're in. Okay. Lord me, zip it with your ridiculous meows. The point is she's sick, took COVID or otherwise. It doesn't really matter what she has. She's still a little bit sick. She isn't feeling 100%, and she's been resting a lot. She's still a little congested. Women don't go out of their way to talk to guys they aren't interested in. Got a point there. Alex T, I think that's good advice. Help, Eric, what should I say to a guy I like? It's very straightforward, Sarah. You say this to him. You're so funny. And you touch his shoulder. Just wait for him to say something funny. That's a universal rule. As soon as you do that, then like, okay, I can ask him out on a date, or he's gonna. Well, then what should you say? Because how do you know you even like him if you haven't had a conversation, Sarah? I mean, all you could possibly say to him if you haven't even had a conversation with him is, "You look sexy," and nobody's gonna like that. Where's the hat? I got many hats over there on the chair. I'm just not wearing them because I'm scarred. You mean you're scared? I don't know. I'm no expert on dating. I've never been the Rizzler, I've never been the Slayer. Who's there, salad dealer? Who is there? I'm not saying that. Say, love your pants. Hey, I like those pants. He'll say, oh, thanks. Could say, do you like the song Let's Get Physical by whatever her name was? He said a pickup line and he said it was bad. Adrian Garcia this woman is not asking advice to talk to a girl. She's asking advice to talk to a boy. All right. Men like their toes liked. Maybe they do. I don't know about that. What are your thoughts about teenagers in Canada using bear mason fights? I think that's terrible. Italian Badass 656. Have I ever gone panning for gold? I have attempted to, yes. I have a little stream down in the gully by my house here. And I've gone in there and gotten some sand from the stream when it was flowing. and brought it back up here and tried to go through it for gold, only to realize it is chock full of fool's gold. So even if there were to be real gold in there, it would be really difficult for me to identify it. So as a consequence, I'm mad, you know. Were you sure that's smoke, kid? I think it might be just it's really cold in here. Really, you can see my breath. I don't believe I'm you, no, but I'm not really sure. You're looking really sailorish tonight, big guy. Did you buy your Cardano? No, I haven't bought any crypto right now. I'm just not doing anything. you know. What did you want to be when you were younger? I never had any clarity about that. When I was asked as a kid what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'd say a dentist or a stockbroker because I had no idea. I just knew I was supposed to have some kind of an answer. But despite not knowing what I wanted to do in life, I ended up doing kind of a perfect job for me, which was being a competition debate coach. So, wealthy mindset frame. Uh, Lexi T says, maybe I could leave this stream because I'm only 9 years old. Well, it's not technically age restricted, but it's definitely not consistently age appropriate. So it might be a good decision. If you feel anything here makes you uncomfortable, you should definitely go. And wow, you're young, Brad Stover. I'm 52, less Gelt. When I go to hell, Satan gets kicked. Wealthy mindset frame wants to know why Sarah's rejecting him. I don't know why Sarah's rejecting you. Maybe you're coming on too strong, wealthy mindset frame. You considered that? Adrian Garcia says, Kalo K. Sarah points out the obvious answer for wealthy mindset frame. She does not know him. Jesus doesn't know you, but he sacrificed themselves for you. Brainer says hi. Hi, Brainer. Comedy Flu wants me to say, do you remember telephone booths? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Kid reiterates that I should not smoke because it's really bad for me. Riz level 200 says Brad Stover. Sarah says he does know me. Uh, Wealthy Mindset friend says, Sarah, you don't need to know me. And Sarah says, I do need to know you. Brad Stover says, smoking so healthy. Wealthy Mindset frame says, he doesn't know you, that's obvious. It's true that I do not know who Sarah is, except as a name and an S in an orange circle. And that's all I expect to know. Long rips for Jesus indeed. Let's pull some rips. I agree with that. How is that weird? How is what weird? You hitting on Sarah, even though she's just a name in the chat, and wanting to have babies with her, even though you know nothing at all about her. Well, that's weird because you should know more about a person than just that theoretically they're female before you propose marriage. How about that? Mike Pevick is real, guys. Who is Mike Pevick? I'm scared now. I feel like my friend thinks I'm weird even though they know our friendship is not sexual or romantic. Sounds like you like your friend and wish it were, really. That's how that goes if you're caring that much to have that many crying faces. I'm pretty sure Sarah is not 3 years old. She'd be a very advanced 3 year old. Watch out, they are very dangerous. Kid, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never heard this from anybody before. This crazy notion of yours that smoking's not good for you or something. You are clearly just making this up. I've never heard anybody mention anything like that before. So if you're just gonna come here and make up random shit, why don't you just say like watermelon causes your leg to fall off? It doesn't, okay? Obviously. What in the world is going on tonight with the old chatteroo? Big Dog Mofo has arrived. Les Get Tolt says, "What's your favorite food?" I mean, depends on my mood, you know. What I'm likely to order if I go out to a restaurant is ribeye steak. This is like watching cats fight a garbage can. Yeah, I know what you mean, comedy food. Yeah. So bowl loaded. Let's not keep you waiting too long. All right, hey, I'm I'm gonna just take advantage of this general enthusiasm for bong rips that's present here tonight to help me smoke more bong rips than I normally would smoke, so I can actually get a little bit more high than usual. It's freaking Jamie. It's a freaking Jamie. All right, I'm about ready. And just add a little bit more weed to the bowl. So okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Cheers. See you, Brad. You have a great night too. Oh, well. That was a good bong rip. Well, it's freaking Jamie. Freaking Jamie. I have some bad news for you. I did not quite pull the whole bowl through. I I didn't quite have the lung capacity for the whole bowl, so nevertheless, it did like unclog at a point. That's why it sounded like it pulled through, but it didn't actually pull it all the way through. You doing well, Big S? Well, the Watcher's here. Am I Big S? Or are you talking to Satan? Yours normally says WTF. John says tragic. What in the world is tragic, John? Well, that was fantastic. It's freaking Jamie. I'm glad to have had somebody to smoke with me, but I just wish I had done my part and dropped the whole bowl like I wanted to. I would have done it, except it got clogged partway through. I think I'm gonna refill my. Hey, Rubinar, how are you? I'm gonna refill my cup with coffee. Man, leave social media and enjoy your life. All the people here are very toxic. Not here, maybe on social media and other places, but not on this channel. This channel is if that is in fact the case, then this channel is an oasis of goodness and truth. There's nothing toxic about time here at Talking with Fierce People. Toxic people who just say nasty shit get hidden, but we ain't too quick with the moderation, you know? I'm not too quick with the band hammer. I like to try to engage people who may initially engage in negative ways and hope to convert them, you know? So, I think you'll find that this experience here at Talking Principle is not toxic at all. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years solid, and I do a pretty excellent job of of managing the community. You know what's probably more important, however, kid, is that studies show that people who presume to give unsolicited advice to others regarding their particular habits earn the contempt and middle fingers of everybody. You know, shut the fuck up. I don't care what you think. Is that clear? I obviously don't give a fuck what you think. Obviously, if some random person on the internet telling me that smoking was bad could even conceivably, imaginably impact my behavior, I would have quit smoking a long time ago. The arrogance, the ridiculous presumption implicit in you trying to tell me what to do. I don't care if you care about me. If you actually care about me, you wouldn't give me this stupid fucking unsolicited advice that I've heard a million times before. Are you acting as though my behavior is predicated on ignorance, that I don't understand the reality about whatever? Just shut the fuck up, right? Be a sensible person. Don't go around telling people what to do when they obviously don't want to hear your opinion about it. If you persist in doing that and you encounter anything other than people telling you, shut the fuck up, moron, then you're just dealing with complete idiots, obviously. Anybody who's even remotely intelligent, upon hearing you're telling them what to think about smoking or whatever, I don't give a fuck what you're trying to do. Is that clear? Kid, I don't care what your motivations are. I'm critiquing your behavior, your words, not your motivations. Being well motivated into doing some stupid ass shit, like giving unsolicited advice to somebody else about their particular habits, does not justify it or make it okay. So fuck you. I don't care if they're trying to help me or not, right? If I try to help you, me, by punching you in the face, it's not okay, right? It doesn't matter how well intentioned my dumbass behavior is. Just like it doesn't matter how well intentioned kid's dumbass behavior is. He should know better. You should know better. You are probably just trolling. But I bet that he actually thinks he's doing some good. He could possibly convey actually that he cares about me. That's why he's telling me to stop smoking. Well, I'm telling him to stop telling people what to do and to go fuck himself. So why doesn't he do that, huh? And me, I will also give you the same really special piece of advice. Go fuck yourself. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my special advice. I hope you found it as true and rewarding as I found it when I issued the advice to you. So, today we've learned something, haven't we? That people who tell me what to do should and will appropriately be told to go fuck themselves. How do I have no cigarettes with me? How is this even possible? I'll be right back. Well, I guess I left them in the garage. I'll have to go get them from the garage. You can come with me. Might as well. Um, so obviously, like everybody who's sensible, I do what I feel like doing because of my own reasons, and I don't let other people tell me how to live my life. If I did, I'd be a foolish, foolish person. But I will correct other people when they do some dumbass shit like tell me what to do. Well, you can really hear the stream pumping. Whew. It's pretty chilly out here too. You guys hear the stream? Down there in the gully. It's just darkness now. If you look that direction, but you can see a house behind me. You can hear the stream down in the gully. We've been getting a lot of precipitation, so we have quite a bit of stream, quite a bit of little creek. It's really more of a creek than a stream, I think. So, that's some fresh and fine mountain air. Cold, crisp. Smells like the mountains, I always think, like, looking down the walkway here, it's kind of a lonely looking space, It's almost like you could imagine this being one of those liminal spaces videos. You know what I'm saying? Liminal spaces. Very spooky. Feels good to be outside in the cold air for a minute or two. So I watched a little bit of some baseball today. The Oakland A's won their first win of the year. They're now 1-3. That's a lot better than how they started off last year. I think they started off last year like 0-12 or something. If you are familiar with the channel from last year, which most of the people around here probably are not, Rachel and I are the co-presidents of the Shea Langoliers fan club. He's the Oakland A's catcher. We have attended a couple of Oakland A's games. We went there last year. They were the worst team in baseball. The stadium attendance. One night we went there. It was like, I don't remember the exact number, but I think it was under 3,000 people were there. We had like field box, like the best seats you could get, right in the corner, as close to the as dug out as you could get. Uh, from the side. You could get closer from the top, I guess. Anyway, um, hmm. So we had fun at those A's games. It's kind of a long drive, 3 hours each way to go to the A's game. But but it's fun because it's so empty, especially like if you go on a weeknight or something. We wouldn't get those kind of super fancy seats again because I understand the way like there's not you can get excellent seats for pretty cheap. No reason to get those ones that are right there. It'd be just as good anywhere down the field level, pretty much. I mean, I do like being like in the first row. It's kind of neat. You can take lots of pictures of people. And as members of the Shea Langoliers fan club, obviously, Rachel and I root for Shea Langoliers. Today, Shea Langoliers legged out an infield single that contributed to, if only by extending the inning, contributed to the A's victory. 4-3 win today over the Cleveland Guardians. I also watched the Dodgers come back. I watched the 8th and 9th innings of the Dodger game. The Dodgers came back and defeated the St. Louis Cardinals by a final score of 5-4 on Max Muncy's 2-run home run. Off a left-handed reliever, I don't remember his name. The Dodgers are going to be a fun team to watch this year. If I can watch them, I'll watch them. I'm almost tempted to get Major League Baseball season pass so I can watch all the Dodger games. I don't mind watching the Giants games, but I seem to have done something terrible here when I first moved here. I don't know, kind of arbitrarily decided that we were Oakland A's fans. And now I find myself being an Oakland A's fan, even though I'd rather be a Giants fan. I'm not interested in watching the Giants game. The A's are always losing. But, maybe this season's going to be better. I hope spring's eternal in the spring in baseball. They're only 1-3. They can come back from that, They can go on a little run. The A's were 500 in spring training. I know that's not terribly indicative of anything, but blah, blah, says Hero Lamb. Yes, I'm an Oakland A's fan, unfortunately. I am an Oakland A's fan. And I am co-president of the Shea Langoliers fan club. So, I'm always excited when Shea gets a hit. He also did an excellent job of throwing out a runner at third base. Let's go Twins, says Mr. Hugo. Good. At moments when I'm not paying attention to well, kid, you're getting timed out. You know why? Because you didn't learn from what I said. So you need to learn. We don't have to dwell on it, Eric, but I feel like it was silly that you responded emotionally to kids' advice on a stream title. What's your best advice? Oh, well, you have an excellent point there, Alec T. I'd forgotten to take it within that context. I'd forgotten about the title when responding to him because I deal with that shit all the time, right? So, I've forgotten in this context to frame it as such. I assumed that the question was, what's your best life advice in general, not what's your best advice to me. But it certainly could have been interpreted like that, so you're correct, Alex, and I'm sorry I timed you out, kid. But anyway, I did intend it as what's your best life advice in general, not seeking your advice to me. I don't need any advice in particular. So, but you make a totally valid point, Alec T. So, my bad. It just didn't occur to me to even interpret it like that. What do you call a penguin that can't fly? A penguin. An ostrich. Wrong. Do you have a relationship with Jesus Christ? Well, I self identify as a Christian and I pray to Jesus. Does that count? You good. Thanks, Kelly. I am good. I am righteous, just, and true. I acknowledge when I am wrong, as I did in this instance, as Alec T pointed out something I hadn't considered. And especially when I haven't considered something, um, it's very plausible for me to be wrong. Can I say sussy baka? I just did. Yeah, of course I can say bombaclat. I have skivity bombaclats coming in here all the time. Do you like fishing? I do like fishing. And I live in an area where there's good fishing. I already did, Jason L. Zip it. I live near Lake McClure and the Bagby Recreation Area, which is the Merced River, and also Bass Lake. So the delta is hitting right now. Eric, have I ever flown a kite? Jason, I've already provided a GIAT. I'll tell you what I'll do instead of showing you my GIAT, okay? Since it's spring. You're in Fresno? Oh, I'm in Mariposa. I'm an hour and a half away from you. I'll do this for you since it's that time of year, okay? You don't get a GIAT, all right? Caught a 9-pounder yesterday. Where did you fish? Spring break, woo! Mardi Gras, spring break, woo! There, okay. Caught a bass, huh? Well, no, I get inspired to show my boobs at spring break, okay? I just can't help it. It's that time of year. Thanks, Comedy Flu. No, I cannot do a handstand. I'm not angel dust. That's true. I'm not angel dust. Squirrel, it's not the case that I'm getting naked. I had to show you my boobs. And it is the case, perhaps, that I am still quite small. Still training my boobs with my training bra. Yes, CR7, I do remember you. Plain bread, I don't want to oil up. Thank you very much. I'm assuming at some point they'll start to grow. I'm also assuming at some point I'll menstruate, I'm bound to hit puberty one of these days. And because they put me in the girls' birds and bees class, I assume that my puberty is just long in coming. Fun fact, Jamaica was almost Canadian like Puerto Rico is to America. Might have been better off being Canadian. Oh my gosh, it is Eric. The Wages of Sin is here. And he and Lucifer, they should talk, I think. They should talk. Training. Right, well, I gotta have a training bra to train my boobs to be boobs indeed. True free healthcare, at least. Yeah, I'll give you free healthcare. You tell me what's wrong with you, I'll say, take these vitamins, do that. I wouldn't expect me to be correct, but, well, kid, just thank you for I will acknowledge that when you ask people what their best advice is and they give you advice, then you can't object to it. So uh, I accept that that's your advice. I think you should accept my advice here as well. What you're doing is never going to be likely, is never going to encourage anybody to quit smoking. It's just going to encourage them to dislike you, and maybe the opposite. It's like when I see anti-smoking commercials on TV, it always makes me get up and have a cigarette. I'm 52, Gorilla Tag Ghost. In fact, hearing you say you should stop smoking again makes me want to go have a cigarette. I think I will. So I want you to understand that if you actually believe in what you're saying, then you're accomplishing the opposite. You're not accomplishing what you think you're accomplishing. So maybe you should, since you're justifying it with purely utilitarian justifications, then maybe you should consider the actual implications of what you're doing. Yeah, every time you say something like this, many of us are going to smoke something. Why do I smoke? Well, a better question would be, why is it that the only thing I still do is smoke? Because if you understood my history and my history of significant substance abuse problems and stuff, then you'd understand that you're comparing my behavior against an ideal rather than against the alternative. So it's not the case that for me a realistic alternative is to consume no substances at all. Instead, I have to consume the most sustainable substances I can. That means I can't drink alcohol, and can't or shouldn't do any meth. I don't. These are things I had a problem with in the past. During those times, I also still smoked cigarettes and weed. So when you understand that for a person who's highly addictive like me, that nothing's not an option, right? That nothing's not an option, and in the absence of something less bad, you're going to get something more bad. When you understand things like that, and when you understand how my behavior currently links to who I am, my past, etc., and when you do a realistic assessment of comparison against alternatives, then perhaps you understand both how presumptuous it is of you to suggest that, and potentially how dangerous. You don't know what demons somebody's smoking is keeping away for them. Maybe none, maybe huge ones. And certainly before you in general, now granted, you may have misinterpreted this stream to mean, what advice do you have for me? Whereas what I meant by the title is, what general life advice do you have? But in the absence of that misunderstanding, one would say that it's not just presumptuous, it's potentially dangerous. You're messing with people. If somebody's not like really solid about their sobriety or whatever, like I am, you know, they're confused. They're in a state of like trying to get off one thing, and you tell them to quit smoking. Well, they could make an attempt to do that. It could trigger a landslide of failures, and they could end up much worse off because of your advice. So you should think about that, right? You don't understand other people's experience, and you shouldn't presume to know what they ought to do in their particularist behaviors. Again, acknowledging that if you interpreted this title as "Give Me Advice," then fair enough, but that's not what I meant. If I had meant that, I would have titled it "Give Me Advice." You know, not what's your best advice. I will read the chat. Actually, I have this here. Oftentimes, recovering addicts smoke cigarettes. It helps keep you calm, or in the past, such a person would likely use a worse substance. Yeah, exactly. You know, some when you've actually been smoking for so long, smoking can actually kill you and not help you. But stopping can actually kill you, not help you. Scott Taylor says, "I'm your biggest fan." Hi, Scott Taylor. You have a lot of YouTube accounts. Ricardo, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that a Razor? This is Mule, a Mule Pro FXT. If you're talking about my little wilderness car, I will show you the little wilderness car. Yeah, but it's not a. When did I start smoking? Well, I smoked when I was like 17, but then I quit when I was like 21. I started smoking again after my first divorce when I was 31. I've already done the thug shake, and I'm not going to do it again right now. Okay. I can do the gritty if you want. Hi, champion 8619. I could potentially do the gritty. I've already done the thug shake. I do not feel like doing the thug shake again. Money, 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 says Adrian Garcia. Who's scaring you? Me? I don't know what you're talking about. So this is a little wilderness car, for those who are curious. It's called a Kawasaki Mule FXT Ranch Edition. Pro FXT Ranch Edition. Mule Pro FXT Ranch Edition, capped by Kawasaki. It has 4-wheel drive, it has 2-wheel drive, it has locking rear differential, it has a winch, it has a back part that tilts up so you can empty stuff out of it. It seats 6. It's got high gear, low gear, reverse, and neutral. And it's got an excellent suspension. You can go over bumps and it's like gentle as smoothness itself. Shouldn't it's all rock lights under each wheel well? I don't feel I need to do that. It also has shit tons of headlights. Like when you turn on all the headlights, it's so bright, it's crazy. He is risen, my morning wood. With my previous occupation, most of my career, I was a competition flow debate coach, coaching policy debate, Lincoln Douglas debate, and public forum debate. Happy Easter to you too, Champion 8619. I don't want rock lights. What good would those be for? I don't go out in this little wilderness car at night very much. Although I have driven back to home after dark. No chance. No chance in hell you got. No chance. Who does have no chance in hell? Satan? Hi, man. You stop doing meth. I know you can stop smoking. Just try. Well, I mean, have you listened to anything I've said? You should listen to some of the things I'm saying. Everybody, kid just chatted again, so it's time to smoke more, okay? My Easter was fine, uneventful. Watched some sports, did some live streaming. I made double cheese goodness, which is a classic Eric dish that I invented back in college. It's a high calorie, dense. You get dense food squares. Yeah, I gotta go in and pull bowls because kids continues at it. Kids not matter stopping or not for your sake. Eric is a grown man with a fully developed prefrontal cortex. Yeah. Eric, look at the list of drugs I've done. Okay. Highly doubt you get more chicks than Hero Lamb. I'm sure Hero Lamb gets lots of chicks, yeah. What is this? Says Alan Stokes. This is a live stream. This is the best live stream. What's up, bro? Stay happy. Is that your best advice? Stay happy? That seems like good Easter. I mean, good advice. I've read that thing that Keisha posted. Said Easter. I guess I better clean the cat box and put more cat litter in. Looks like they've gone to the bathroom again. These cats and their bodily functions, I tell you. It's like non-stop bodily functions around here. It's like I'm working at the nursing home. I have to clean up so much pee and poo. Alright, well, now of course, Trouble likes to do this. He likes to scoop all the kitty litter out of the box and onto the floor. And I'll just sweep that back up, put it back in the box. He's kicked an amazing amount of that. Ridiculous amount. Alright, there. So I'm done with that. It's time to go pull some kid prompted bone rips. I want to make sure I do that because I want kid to understand the actual consequences of his action so that he has no possible justification for his words. All right, kid, these bone rips are for you. Mardi Gras. Everybody say yat. Checking out my booty yat. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You too, kid. You have a good night. Pull these bone rips in your honor. Well, I think kid is going to learn something from tonight, probably. You know, he didn't come here to learn, but that's probably what's going to end up happening. So it was worthwhile, you know? I'm glad it happened because I think kid is going to learn something. There, that helps. Good job, Eric. Good job. I can hear you, Scott Taylor. I can hear you so well. Knowledge was gained. Call it a win. Yes. Adrian Garcia says, I make sunflower seeds. Adrian Garcia, I'm pretty sure that sunflowers make sunflower seeds. Okay, I'll look at your drug list. Okay, I will look. Okay, I'm looking for Scott Taylor and his drug list. Am I on live chat? Let me make sure I'm on live chat. Oh, I'm on top chat. Oh, that's probably the problem, huh? Well, Scott Taylor got some bad news. I scroll up and the first one I have here is, I think that's it. I have to think about more. I have the other ones you put down here, like synthetic stuff like spice and bath salts. Have you done bath salts? What was bath salts like? So anyway, your list is gone. I can't look at it. Um, who is being Dick Holes? Champion 8619. I mean, it's gone now, Scott Taylor. I'm sorry. I scrolled up all the way and it's gone. You got Eric focused as F. I did bath salts for like a year straight. It was pretty good. Seriously, what is it like? People say it's all like makes you eat people's faces or whatever. Is Isaiah here? Oh, you live streamed for the first time. Good job. Um, I took 2 minutes to type that whole thing. I'm slow today. Dextromethorphan was my doc for a while. That salts is like meth, but manufactured in your ass. I'd just be rapping with my friends and playing video games. Huh, you didn't eat anybody's face, huh? Well, I figured that stuff was all bullshit. Nevertheless, I'm not super excited to do bath salts. Am I on drugs? Neanderthal dogma. Ask if I'm on drugs. Neanderthal dogma. I don't think so. Remember when I told you the devil would show up on your live stream, Eric? I don't remember that, but I believe he did say it, but I don't remember it. Good, Isaiah Rude. You know, make sure you live stream vertically and just keep pumping at it, and I'm sure you'll get more eyes on your stuff, you know? Brazil is on says don't. Don't do what Brazil is on. And you know, Isaiah Rude, I may have had a fair number of concurrent viewers on my live stream earlier, but I had a very small chat rate, so I didn't have a lot of stuff to engage with. Don't do the bath salts? Oh, I don't plan to. Jesus loves you. He died for all of our sins. Repent and ask Jesus into your hearts. He's willing to help and love the brokenhearted. All right, well, thanks, person. Uh, it's Lori says P. Diddy is being prosecuted. Well, that's if have they caught him? I thought he left the country or something like that. Pretty much same kind of stuff while me talking to the camera mostly. Hmm. I don't remember any girl here claiming they were kidnapped. And what makes you think that, Iron Lion? Hi, Brad Stover. Chef Max is being a fucktard. Who's Chef Max? I don't know who that is. Did I play D&D? I did play D&D as a kid. I don't really play it right now. Well, IDK, same thing, different famous person. Crystal Lynn Dawn Day Chief says, interesting comments. We do have a fair amount of interesting chats going on here. I think you saw cute. Thanks, Rachel, darling. I think you saw cute. Apparently people from the channel are big D&D nerds. Well, I like that kind of stuff. I watch that kind of anime, you know. All right, so Scott Taylor's drug list. I've done weed, mushrooms, heroin, Xanax, meth, fentanyl, bath salts, ecstasy, ketamine, alcohol, other opiate pills like Oxy, Dilaudid, Percocet, methadone. I pumped a lot of gasoline, spray paint, computer printer. Well, Scott Taylor, what am I supposed to think about all that? I think you probably should do fewer drugs, or you know, some of those drugs that you have done there are worse than others. You know, but but you do you. I would especially suggest that maybe the huffing's not good for you. Rachel and I huffed too much nitrous and got neuropathy. So I don't know. I'm not saying you're asking for my advice here. and I'm impressed in some sense. But that's that's a wide array of things. You love board games. Yeah, did you ever do DMT? I love DMT. DMT is delicious. It's druggily delicious. Are you my age too, Scott Taylor? How old are you? DMT was fun. I like ketamine too when I'm on when I'm on amphetamines. I only hit DMT as a cart. It's the only kind of DMT I had as well. Dimethyltryptamine. What's dimethyltryptamine? Oh, is that DMT? Yeah. Well, it's not a particularly exciting evening around town here. I think I might take the trash up to the street. I should probably do that. I should probably get the trash from the garage and put it in one of the trash cans, and then take the 2 or 3 full trash cans up the street. I agree. It's one of the best psychedelics ever, DMT, because I love the duration of it. The fact that you can do it again pretty quickly. I know you corrected me earlier on ha ha ha. I said you were so confusing, brain fucking me. Well, were you talking to me when you said that? I don't remember what you said, or I mean, I don't remember if I responded to it even either. Ketamine is Rachel really likes ketamine. Yeah, it's per time frame of DMT and Meaty Man. Oh, it's just Satan. Okay. Isaiah Reed says I've done amphetamines, cocaine, mushrooms, methylphenidate. What's methylphenidate? Oh, Ritalin? Comedy Flu says, Eric, would you be kind enough to tell me to take out the trash at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow? Comedy Flu, you need to take out the trash tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, okay? You better do it, or I'm going to be very, very disappointed in you. All right, so let's take the trash cans up to the street. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get it done. Let's keep on keeping on. I I said tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Right. Not before, not after. Exactly at 6 p.m. You better do it. There. How's that? All right. Taking the trash cans out. May not be my favorite activity, but it's one that needs to be done. In addition to taking the trash cans out, I'm going to need to get the trash from the kitty trash. Ah, well, it's a clear night. It's been overcast and rainy for a couple of days, but it's clear tonight. Means it'll probably get quite cold tonight. Alright, kitty litter trash is coming with me. This is, of course, the grossest of all the trashes. Gonna tie that up nice and tight so that we don't suffer the consequences of it spilling into the trash can and leaving a mess. Guess I will turn off this light. Okay, here we go. So we'll put this. 3 of these trash cans need to be taken up to the bin. One of them does not. It's that one there that does not. All right. Let me turn on this light over here. And well, we're gonna have to take at least one of these trash cans by itself. We have 3, so I'll take this one here first. Gonna leave this right here for a moment and come back with a flashlight. I can't see anything up here at all. It's completely pitch dark, of course. It's not like there are street lights or anything where I live. I think I might even get a hat as well. It's a little chilly out there. Being in the K-hole was like one of my worst drug experiences ever. I hated it. It was absolutely miserable. Okay. So, yeah, that was one of my worst drug experiences. Imagine if the trash man comes and sees me go to my trash and says, "April Fools," and drives off without taking the trash. That would be surprising. Obviously, that would be surprising. Rather than trying to take 2 trash cans at once, I'll just make a separate trip for each of them. This is a convenient flashlight. It sits in this thing right by the door, and you just pull it out and it turns on automatically. You put it back on the thing on the door, it turns off. It does have a button on it. I could turn it off, but all right, let's go. Next, we'll take this trash can. We'll do the same thing we did last time. We'll just kind of leave it up here at the top until I get all 3 trash cans up here. Then I'll use the flashlight to make sure I don't step in any big puddle of water. So what really the reason why I have the flashlight is, if you look here, this is probably, is that dry? No, it isn't. It's full of water. So I want to avoid stepping in this water gathering moat nightmare that I have here. Ooh, you Spot. I wish you wouldn't gather water like that. Okay. One more trash can to go. Then we'll be done pulling the trash cans up so we can put them out by the street and leave them where they should be. All right. Now, let's get you down here. awful unfair. Ooh, spooky. I'm the ghost of garbage present. Ooh, I'm very scary. Ooh. You guys feel scared? On a scale of frightened to terrified, how scared were you? Would you say you were in a full-blown panic? That's what it seemed like to me. That's what it looked like to me, you know. You know, drugs are getting safely away from it. I can't say or take it back. Learned so much. Well, yeah. You know, I wouldn't necessarily take back really much of my drug use, except maybe the nitrous. That one I would ideally not have engaged in, probably. So, if you're familiar with the channel, you may be familiar with the fact that we periodically have to watch the cat eat. I know nobody wants to watch the cat eat, but that's what we have to do, otherwise we get meowed at and stuff. You can tell from his question mark tail here that he's a happy boy. According to Rachel, when a cat has their tail like a question mark, it means they're happy. Oh, yes. What a good boy. Oh, yes. Daddy loves you. Well, I have to pee. Probably do that. What a happy man. Yes. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. And Daddy lives. There you go, Capio. Now, of course, Troll's going to want to go outside. I'm not even going to bother locking the door because since his sister went outside, as soon as he's done eating, he's going to want to go outside and harass her. So we'll just not even bother locking the door because he's going to come want to get let out here in a second himself. Oh, yes, Mr. Senior. Yes, you are the senior Mr. of Kitties. And you have the spirit of boyhood in your heart. I also have the spirit of boyhood in my heart. You know, you're never too old to be a little kid. That's what they say. You want to go outside? You know you do. Out you go. I told you. I told you so. All right, Coolio. Let's check out the seedlings. We got 5 of them sprouted. One of them, I guess, failed to sprout. We'll add a little more water to this so they don't get too dry. These tend to dry out fairly quickly here. I had a paper towel on them initially to help them to germinate. Speaking of things that rhyme with germinate, almost, it's time for me to urinate. Next time you drop off my mother, make sure you bring her back fed. Fair enough, Leon Hawkins. Fair enough. Just to be clear, all I did was drive her to the library. But next time I'll remember to also get Taco Bell on the way home. Tell me this dream don't have it all. Oh, it has it all. It has everything. It has thrills, chills, spills, and wills. Fills, bills, mills, and gill. Gills. Let me scroll up. I am going to go to the bathroom pretty soon. So just be aware of that. All right, so I wish I could go back and not do all that, but I guess that's why we have free will, so we have to have our own will to resist temptation. Are you kind of past it at this point? That's probably a good thing. I used to black out on pills all the time like a freaking dumbass. I never really got that into pills. And I never got into them at all, except for amphetamine pills. I was never into downers. Scott Taylor says his last bad round of being on drugs was Xans and K-Pens and Perks. My grandma was addicted to Percocet, or Percodan, or whatever. You think it's time for my healing gaze? It might be. Stack Prism, my wife is feeling a little sick. She's in bed. She's had she had a little bit of a rougher time with this sickness than I have. Should I smoke a spirit on the porch or should I stay inside and dip a Zen pouch? I'd smoke a spirit on the porch. I'm not into cha and tobacco myself. Oh yeah, if you consider nitrous a drug, I've done that a bunch too. Yeah, don't do too much of that or you will give yourself neuropathy. Jane says, I have the exact same table with the exact same chair and the exact same cat. Wait, are you in my kitchen? I bet Jane has a different cat. I suppose too much of anything ain't good for you. Probably not. Comedy Flu has the exact same spoons. It's a farce, says it's Lori. A balance. Balance involves placing it all on a scale and finding an equal amount of everything. All of it has a reason, and when included, shows where and when it's worth doing so. Wait, I missed the first part. This really is just my perception. So balance falls into place eventually, whereas moderation, there's never enough. Man is discontent until finding a comfort zone, but even then, that is a farce. Balance involves placing it all on a scale. Blah, blah, blah. They're just words, but I can't disagree. Moderation works. You think it would kill you to eat 5 times as much as the average human? Like if your metabolism was so fast, you just eat. I mean, I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like that. I don't ever gain any weight, you know? Lion White. Leon? Leon White? Leon, what's my name? Leon. Someone told me that I was like a black hole. Get a low taper fade. Is that your advice to me? Thank you. Or is that general life advice? I appreciate it regardless, plain bread. That's, that's interesting advice. Yeah, get out of here, Baldy. All right. I will give you my healing gaze in a second, okay? I was bad on Xanax for you. I don't like benzos very much. How was my day, buddy? My day was fine, thank you very much. No last namer. Ha ha ha. Tell me why dudes with two first names are assholes. Are they? I don't know. Like Scott Taylor? Is that what you mean? So, along with the power to draw people's soulmates, I have a very healing gaze. And I'm going to share it with you now. And what I want you to do is just, get your face, your eyes close to the screen as you can so you can really soak in the power of this healing gaze. What you're going to find is this is a warm, loving, nurturing, healing gaze, okay? There, do you feel healed? You should. Normally I charge $1,000 a minute for that healing gaze, but I'm giving you a special deal of free today. Congratulations. I do have the cheeks of a healer. All right. As Lori says, same time next week. Yeah, everybody should feel pretty healed at this point. They should feel accepted, understood, nurtured, embraced by the universe, etc. All those kind of things. If for whatever reason it didn't work, try one of my many patented yoga poses. Those typically help as well. Captain Hoodie asks, does it ever get any easier? I mean, it gets easier and harder and easier and harder. You never find some equilibrium where things are easy now and will always be. And even if you find things fairly straightforward right now and easy right now, as I kind of do compared to other times in my life, your frame of reference shifts such that you understand problems that you have now as significant against what you're dealing with now, not against some objective standard. How many parents do I have? I had two parents. I currently have no parents because they're both dead. My parents had me when they were older. They had me when they were 35. So I'm 52. They died in their mid 80s. No, I cannot do a backflip. Mike Goldberg, Channel 15 says, hello, ma'am. Why are you having a beard? Women don't have beards. Can I have mod? Well, I'm having a beard because I'm a man. And no, you cannot have mods. Patents. Patents, not parents. Oh, I have no patents. I just read parents. I could show you the little wilderness car, sure. It's not a Polaris, though. I don't care what your sexuality is, Mike Goldberg. Nobody ever attains mod status by demanding it around here, that's for sure. Roki, hello. Polaris is like a little off-road vehicle. We have a little off-road vehicle, but ours is as much a utility vehicle as it is like an off-road vehicle. It's a mule. It's called Kawasaki Mule. Long ribs for Jesus, for Jose, for Pablo, the whole lot of them. No thanks, Mike Goldberg, Channel 15. Well, Iron Lion, you seem to actually behave quite differently depending on the day and your mood. So, how are we doing? We're doing fine. Do you have any life advice for the world, Roki, that you would say this is my best life advice for the world? Would be like, never try to stick a basketball up your butt. I don't know, whatever your advice might be. Okay, zip it, Mike Goldberg. Now you're just spamming. Okay. So that's the question we're asking tonight from everybody. If they have an idea of what they might say is their best advice for the world. Eric, I have a bong recipe for blasting off in his face. Buy grab a leaf, take some out, put a lighter under it, moving it around, dry it out, crush it into powder, layer bong with fine weed and grab. What is grabba? I have no idea what grab a leaf is. My life has actually started. Right, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't start your life without hearing this advice. What I'm saying is that it's general life advice that might be applicable to anybody. Mike Goldberg, Channel 15. How old are you? Scott Taylor says nice things about me, which I appreciate, but will not read out loud, as it would sound a little too. A gravel leaf is a wrap for blunts, kind of like tobacco. Oh. Well, thanks. It's freaking Jamie. It's freaking Jamie. I appreciate it. This is all, of course, really new to me. Um, until a couple of months ago, I was really stuck at and kind of this plateau in terms of subs. I hadn't grown really at all for a couple of years. I was kind of stuck at between 8,000 and 9,000 subs somewhere. And then a couple of months ago, I never said any of those things, Mike Goldberg. I could I could make a poll, but I wouldn't abide by its outcome. I don't know actually, but maybe remember the bad things and good things will happen, no matter what. Acceptance is the key. So, do you think it's worthwhile to actively pay attention to? Do you think it's wise to actively pay attention to your bad memories? Do you think that if you actively pay attention to them and sit with them, that they will somehow be processed? I'm putting you on timeout for defaming me, Mike Goldberg. I never said those things. Saram says, "Are you married?" Yes, and my wife just walked upstairs. I don't know if she's coming backstairs or not. Coming back downstairs or not. I think daunting on them is dangerous for your well-being. What do you mean? I mean, like focusing too much on your bad memories is bad. Rogi says, "I focus on things in the future." John says, "Hello, I'm back." Ruben says, "Spend time and attention on decisions according to how impactful they'll be in 3 to 5 years." That's a very like TESE frame of reference. Oh, she's not shooing the cat. She's making the sounds she makes when she interacts with the cat, which she goes like, "Oh yes, oh yes," So she talks like that to the cat. All right, Scott Taylor, I'll show you a little car. Let's go look at the little car real quick. And then when we come back in, I do need to go pee. So I don't want to forget to do that. It's not super cold outside right now. I think I can handle it a few minutes in the garage without a jacket on. All right, so here is what I like to call the little wilderness car. You see, it's a Kawasaki. It's got this back trunk area, which, as you see, I had put some rocks in, and you can tilt the whole back thing up and tilt it out to make it empty. But I've never actually done that. It seats 6, so you see it's got technically 3 seats because it's got 3 seat belts in the front, 3 seat belts in the back. I don't think we've ever had more than 4 total people in here. It has a steering wheel, like most cars do. It has a steering wheel, and uh, parking brake. It's also got low, high, neutral, and reverse. And it has either 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. And it has locking rear differential. Um, it has a windshield, obviously, and roll bars. It's got excellent suspension. Fairly high up off the ground, as you see. It goes over bumps super smooth. It's crazy. And then it's got a winch in the front that you can winch yourself out of a ditch or whatever if you go into one. We don't do crazy stuff like that, so we're not going to go in any ditch. It's a Mule Pro FXT, and as indicated, it's a ranch edition. Now, the thing is, the guy that we bought this house from, who had this little car parked in here, and who sold it to us, separate from the house. It says it has electric power steering, 4x4, you know. And anyway, he was a dealer in these little cars, all different kinds of little cars like this. And so I'm assuming he knew what he was doing when he picked this one out, right? Like, he chose this for a reason. I'm assuming it has all the features that you could get on those. And it doesn't have a ton of hours on it yet because it's not that old. They only had this place as like a second, like a vacation home. They didn't come up here all that often or whatever. And we don't take it all that often, so it's in great shape. I'm really happy we have it. I like it more as a utility vehicle than really anything else. I like to take it down to the other house or whatever. Oh no.
Oh
You dropped your makeup.
no. Yeah. I think it's okay. Yeah.
For those who were asking if I was married, there's my wife. You want me to turn the camera away from you?
Oh, I don't mind.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just going to point it that way. I'm about to go pee. And of course, every time I take my overalls off, I have an opportunity to celebrate spring break.
It's true.
Spring break.
Lori asked, what do you love most about Rachel?
I've been asked this question before.
You love this question.
There's a lot of things I like about Rachel. I mean, it's a strange question because it's not like I like things about Rachel. I love Rachel in total, right? But I mean, I love her social grace. You know, the way that she's never awkward, really. I love her taste in media, which is excellent. I love her interest in and ability to carry on conversations or have interests in interesting things rather than boring things like, I don't know, real estate. Lots of things. I love her beautiful self, you know.
Aww, all those things are so nice. Thank you.
Her excellent taste in clothes.
I think that Eric is kind and he's lovable and he's funny and he's intelligent. He has a way of looking on the bright side of things. I love his taste in media too. I mean, Eric's taste in music is like impeccable. It's crazy. Um, I always thought that like I had good taste in music compared to a lot of people that I knew. But Eric's taste is better than mine.
I don't know about that, Rich. I think you and I have kind of equivalent taste in music.
Yeah, we do. When there's a new song that someone shows us, we generally agree.
I think that you're maybe a little more willing to mix it up with stuff that is on your playlist for right now, but maybe not forever.
Yes,
You know.
I definitely do have that. I definitely give chances to things that I might not keep on my playlist forever. And longer songs, I think I have a little bit more patience for.
Yeah. Another thing is like there are a number of songs that I might want to hear once, uh, maybe some older song, but I don't necessarily think qualifies for a playlist. I think you're more likely to throw that on your list for a little while.
I do.
Listen to it a few times and take it off or whatever.
I especially do if it's a song where like we're listening to the radio and it's like, oh, we haven't heard that forever. Then I definitely put it on our a playlist because I like to have the memory attached to it.
Right.
I do. Eric is a bomb ass cook. He's a great cook. I love his cooking too.
You know, which Paula Abdul song do you think it's been a longer time since we've heard? Do you think it's been Straight Up Now Tell Me, Do You Really Want to Love Me Forever? Or the other one? What was the
Paula
other?
Abdul?
Yeah. What was Paula Abdul's other song?
That's a good question.
Paula Abdul had two songs. One of the ones that I have is the one I
said. Hush, Hush, one of her songs? It's like, Hush, Hush.
I don't know, but that's not the other famous one.
No.
She has another famous
Straight
one.
up now tell me, is it gonna be you?
Me forever, are you just having fun?
Got it. The way those like hook in is nice too.
Yeah.
Comedy Flu says the hallway reminds them of when they were kids and they used to play bowling. This alley would be a really good spot.
That would be a great
bowling.
kids bowling alley for sure. Are you going back to bed?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I may end up wrapping this up relatively soon and maybe taking a shower, if you know what that means, you know?
Yay, okay.
All right, cool. I think we all know what that means. I only take a shower for one reason. No, it's not to get clean. I mean, it is to get clean, but not just for getting clean for its own sake. Well, that sounds like a floor-breaking activity. So Ram says it looks like an escape room. I listen to jazz, and when I close my eyes, a person is falling down the stairs in the same tempo. No, thank you, Sky, not good production. Don't be ridiculous. What are the three doors to the left lead to? Hell, purgatory, and heaven. I don't really have any jazz recommendations. I mean, you might want to listen to Laufey. I like Laufey. She's on my playlist. All right. So, what do you want me to expand on, Ruben? I don't know what you want me to expand on. If you want to tell me what you want me to expand on, I will expand on it. Okay, I had to go back and look again. You have a steel cable winch. I can tell by the fair lead. How much did the previous owner sell you the Pro FXT thing for? You mean my Kawasaki Mule Pro FXT Ranch Edition? It was $17,000. Maybe it was a little too much or something, but I don't know. We had just gotten a lot more money than we had hoped to get for the house in Arcadia. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying that little car. And we did. Maybe I didn't get the greatest deal on it or something. I don't know. I assumed it was a fair enough price. This guy deals in the things, you know. And it was already in the garage. It was just made for us to just buy it. We just bought it. If we paid too much, I don't want to hear about it. Scott Taylor. It was in a difficult time in life where we had to make decisions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we did. That's right. Shower is for S at dollar sign. Sean L says the only reason to shower is to pretend you're standing under a waterfall, then pretend you have water shooting from your fingertips. Uh, yeah. I like it's freaking Jamie's euphemism. S at number sign. Hashtag. Slash tag. I'm gonna go have sash tag. Shat tag. Wait, chat hashtag. Hashtag. My other body has a 5-star general that's worth more than your Kawasaki Pro FXT Ranch Edition. All right, cool. So I think FXT, yeah, probably. Can you say Chance and Maddie are cute together? Well, I can. Please don't ask me to pump me again, okay? Um, I'm not exactly sure, but Chance and Maddie indisputably are extremely cute together. They should be together now and forever. Everybody knows this. Hamburger Los Angeles Clippers. You know Manny Pacquiao. I'm familiar with him. I don't know him personally. Am I a baddie? Uh, yes, no, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what a baddie is. Let me ask you this, Albert Grossman. Is Bahabi, is she a baddie? Angel Munguia says, hell yeah, look at my man. Uh, I have met an EHP lady. So what were they like? Every time I met one, they were the coolest ever. Yeah, I met an EHP lady. And she was cool. And also, she was kind of toxic, ultimately. But, uh, so it goes. Am I a goodie? I do think I'm a goodie, yes. I'm not sure if I'm a baddie. Can I say baddie boy? I can. But yes, Scott Taylor, I'm talking about that Bahad Bahabi. Okay. We need to remind comedy of what? Taking out the trash? You need to take out the trash tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern. What will be a common toxic trait among ENFPs? Well, like she didn't police herself regarding lying. Like ENFPs already have, if they're inclined to use it, an advantage in language, even when they're playing fair. To be fast and loose with the truth, then, is an especially wicked act for an ENTP. They should, when they're healthy, they're going to feel very uncomfortable lying. So I was thinking, you're only 11 years older than me, but the math still works because you were probably shooting venom when you were 11 years old, and maybe you always wanted a brother son. I was not shooting venom when I was 11 years old. I'm not sure what that means, but I was a teacher in the past, and more significantly or relevant to my identity, I was a debate coach. Oh, Bahad Bahabi. Okay, well, my question about Bahad Bahabi is Bahad Bahabi uh, a baddie? That's my question. I like how subtle and straight to the point any speak can be. It's like staring into a clear lake and the responses are two steps ahead. Sometimes we can be like that, I suppose. Cobra Venom PP Seaman, I see. I used your polar chart to type my father-in-law's ISTJ today. His stories continued forever with so much miscellaneous detail. Realize that is how he tells every story. Bahad Bahabi. Yes. If she's gonna spell it with an H, I'm gonna respect her decision and pronounce it with an H. She was in I believe was it a Baby No Money video? I think it was, yeah. IDK, I couldn't be with her because her attitude is all spoiled and rotten. She'd treat you like a dog. My answer is no, she's not a baddie. She's ratchet. Okay, I see. So what you're saying is ratchet is exclusive of being a baddie. Okay. What exactly is a baddie anyway? Gahud Gagabi. Gahud Gagabi? Who's Gahud Gagabi? Oh, I see. You're talking about the opposite of Bahad Bahabi is Gahud Gahabi. Yes, Bahad Bahabi is the cash me out girl, outside girl. That's right. I think that there should be obviously somebody named Good Gahabi. Well, she's still doing stuff. Yeah, she was not that long ago in a Baby No Money video, if I remember correctly. Somebody's video. You know who else was in a Baby No Money video was Rebecca Black of Friday, Friday, Friday. That girl. She was also in the Baby No Money video, I think. What is the inferior function of an ENFP and what is a prominent trait of the function properly expressed? Well, it's SI, introverted sensing. When it's more properly expressed, the person's referencing their experience a lot more. And like an SI Dom will have a clear understanding of what the day ahead is going to look like. First, I'm going to eat, then I'm going to do this for this long, then I'm going to eat again, then I'm going to do that for this long, then I'm going to accomplish that, then I'm going to, then I'm going to, right? I wake up and I'm just like, what's going on? Oh, I'm streaming. Now I've been streaming for 5 hours. One of these days I'm going to come up with a plan. I think if Bahad Bahabi and Rebecca Black can be in Baby No Money videos, you can be too. Well, maybe. I'll have to just somehow do a better job of engaging with celebrities if I want to accomplish that. You know, I tend to make a bad first impression. I don't know why. Bad FE. I would make the whole video. I mean, I respect Baby No Money a lot, you know. I could just do the spring break dance. What's that shelf in the corner for? It's for, you mean like this one up in the corner up there? It's just, I guess, to put something on if you want to put something up there. I used to have something there. You're trans agent? That's cool. Maybe Tiffany could be in the video too. Yeah, I mean, I would love for Baby No Money to cover one of my songs. You know, I've never been to B Diddy's house. No, you have the correct channel name to talk with famous people. That's true. Rubinar, I do have the correct channel name. Unfortunately, uh, I am Generation X, Scott Taylor. I don't know if you're saying you look up to me and you perceive me as a boomer, or if you're saying you're a boomer. But regardless, I'm not a boomer. I'm Generation X. We're a often forgotten about generation. Oh, good, then he doesn't have footage of you, right? Would be a great place to put a camera to record something specific. No, I'm not a boomer. I'm 52. And I may have a millennial soul or something, but I'm not even sure that old. No, I was never on Epstein Island. William Iverson says, I'm effing with you, bro. Okay, well, I'm not sure. Wasn't really sure what you. Oh, right, your second thing was a follow up to your first thing. Your generation fetus, fluffing. I just said that because you said like celebrities. That's it. Hmm. Well, yeah, I have never actually spoken of really many super famous people, but I never intended the channel to do that. However, that doesn't mean there aren't celebrities I would like to talk to. I actually was talking one day about how I wanted to get overalls because my hips are too high. So this is why my pants were always falling down. It would be like if I pull them up over my hips, I'm basically g-stringing my crotch, right? That part of me is too, my hips are too high. I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, so I thought, well, maybe if I got overalls, that would be a good solution to that. And then Lou said, you should get this kind of overalls, and even put a link to it on Amazon for me. And so I was like, I'll get it. Eric, what advice would you give to a 20 to 25-year-old man for dating a lady? Uh, I would say, yeah, that was nice of Lou. I didn't have any notion about. I just was thinking overalls because I was tired of my pants falling down. Um, what advice would I give? Just you know, like I mean, do you mean like you're already dating them, and it's how should you date them? I would just say be respectful, be kind, love them for who they are. Don't want them to be something else. You know, I got on MMA shorts. Well, sounds like you are ready to go do battle in the octagon. You have the same pair on. Are these the dark brown ones? I'm gonna get another pair. Actually, I'm gonna get another color. Maybe gray, maybe light brown. William Iverson says, "You're a celebrity to us. I watch you all the time. I usually just don't enter the live. I just watch you on the shorts." Oh, cool. Well, thanks, William Iverson, for letting me know that. Appreciate it. Comedy Flu says, "Don't rush to make babies." That's good advice as well. I can't breathe. George Floyd. Okay. And you have to pay extra for Carhartt and its fashion brand. Oh, really? I I didn't have any idea about what kind of overalls to get, so I was pleased with the advice. And in fact, it was good advice. These are excellent. I like the pocket placements very much. His hand's gonna lose that battle. Hmm. Whose hand? I go commando all time. Underwear restricts your growth. Best way to pick up chicks in their 40s plus, asking for a friend. I don't know, the same way to pick up any chicks at any day, any time. What you have to be, and there's no way to manufacture this. You need to authentically be comfortable with yourself. You know, it helps to be a little unflappable, perhaps in some regard, and trying to engage the other person honestly, and you know, being interested in them in a real sense as a person, and letting other kind of attraction naturally happen. Not trying to force shit, just being who you are. Like, it's basically the same as in sports, right? Take what the defense gives you. Let the game come to you. If I were to give advice, that's the advice I would give. I don't mind the price on a Carhartt only because of how thick and strong the material is. They were under $100. It's not that expensive. You know, chick clothes. A lot of times, chicks' clothes are very expensive. How many languages do I speak? I speak English and a little bit of Spanish. Don't watch the news or pay attention to trendy topics. All it is propaganda, and you'll live a happier life. Cheers. That's the advice from RPM 208 Productions. Thanks for sharing your advice with us. And they ask, is anybody here familiar with the subject of gematria? No, I'm not familiar with it. Let me search it. It's the practice of assigning numerical values. Oh, you mean like numerology? Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I haven't heard it. I have actually heard it called that before, but I forgot what it meant. What race am I currently identifying as? Let's see. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to biologically feel my race. Finnish actually. I'm Finnish right now from Finland. I think what you're catching, Fly Guy, is the residuals of Inuit. I was Inuit, but now I'm shifting and mostly fully shifted into Finnish. But I don't blame you for making that mistake, you know. I was until earlier today, until earlier this evening, I was in fact Inuit. So, Ram, words like words can land us in jail now. We gotta word things like this now. I don't really believe that words are gonna land you in jail. Am Real Human says he's white, stop being stupid. I am not white, Am Real Human. I am fluidly transracial. I my race changes from day to day all the time. Inuit, Uralic, Finnish, all the same. Yeah. Yeah, words could always land you in jail is true. That's true. Uh, I don't think it has any. I don't think it has any causal relationship to schizophrenia. I do believe that schizophrenia often does express as irrational pattern finding of things, etc. Uh, I'm not black right now, known low quality vids, but I have been plenty of times. Currently, I'm Finnish. Scott Taylor's a transageist. So, but look, irrational pattern finding and using kind of random things in the universe to intuit about are two sides of the same coin, you know? Well, in a schizophrenic person or in a mentally ill person, they might, for example, find meaning in the pattern of footsteps down the hallway as uh, somebody, I guess you'd call her a family member. She's more Delilah's family member than mine, really, because she's only related to me by a marriage. But but Look up Julie and James bicameral mind and may help with connection. Anyway, the point is, just because that's how mental illness often expresses is finding meaning in things where there is no meaning, that doesn't mean that every instance of such meaning making is somehow more likely to make you um, get mental illness or something. Can I share my skincare regime with you? Regimen. Regimen. Yes, I can share my skincare regimen with you. Non-stop oil of Olay. I just lop it on. Just take a big scooper and just scoop the oil of Olay on my face. That's how I have this fresh, tight, young skin. I mean, I think most people say I look pretty good for 110. You know, uh, and I do. And it's because of three words: oil of Olay. Oil of Olay. Obviously, when it's bath time, what do I go for? I go for the Calgon. I ask it to take me away. 323 with it says tweaker. What makes you say that? 323 with it. Is it because I'm live streaming? I know I'm 110 years old and I look amazing for 110. You know, and it's all thanks to oil of Olay. SMA. How old are you? You mean you don't believe I'm 110? Iron Lion says it was oil of Ulan originally. Well, I'm glad they changed it to Olay because every time I put it on my face, I feel like I'm saying Olay as a bull runs past me. That's how exciting it is. All right, the truth is, SMA, I'm not 110. I'm 52 years old. And you might say, wow, you look good for 110. You look bad for 52. Well, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I look however I look. I am however old I am. It doesn't matter to me. Obviously, it doesn't influence my day to day behaviors at all. It has no impact on my decision making or choices or whatever. All right. OTTC, if you want to get all sweaty up in here, then I'm going to have to put you on timeout. Well, thanks, Iron Lion. Thanks, Allison Cardell. Cardell. I'm sure it's Cardell. It's probably not Cardell. um, I have seen the movie 50 First Dates. Oh, well, I think maybe TMI. I'm not sure. Uh, you never tried? Just try it. They are so fresh. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, you're done. You are done. Blue Dragon 488. I see that you are back. Craven Moorhead says LSD is my spirit animal. LSD is not an animal. It was a coincidence to use the 52-week calendar given to us by Pope Gregory. In simple English, gematria, the word Pope has a sum 52. And I'm 52 years old. No, Rachel doesn't have a shower going. She's waiting for me to come in and take a shower. And I do plan to do that relatively soon. Are you wearing a Natio strap on your watch? I'm not sure what kind of strap it is. It's just the strap that came with it. It's Timex watch. I got it at J.C. Penney, I believe. What are your favorite foods? I like meat and potatoes. I like bread, regular things. I meant to say NATO. It looks like it's NATO. It's just kind of this blue thing with a yellow stripe down it or whatever. I don't know. It's cloth of some kind. It's not. It's not metal or sometimes watches have like a metal band on them. Just become a Thelamite and Booth Drugs getting obsessed with the numbers is busted. Thanks. Like it was just like $35 at JCPenney if I remember correctly. Save the hateful words for someone who gives a shit. I ain't the one. I ain't the one for a punk motherfucker with a badge and a gun to be beaten on and thrown in jail. You can put down the badge and we'll go toe to toe in the cell. And we'll go at it, punk, and I'ma fuck you up. Boo 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 boo. You wanna watch some police activity or code blue cam or donut operator? I wanna see the cops versus the public. Well, you can find one such video on my channel, Scott Taylor. If you search Pomona PD, you on the channel search, you will find the instance where I so I let's see here. So anyway, they were tasing somebody. I said stop tasing him. The cop came up and shoved me off the curb with a. Okay, yeah, I won't give you any spoilers. Okay. All right. My bad. You can watch the thing. It's quite dramatic. I'm sorry. I just thought maybe you wanted some more information about it. Every English speaks. Sorry, Scott Taylor. Every English speaking person in the world would benefit from learning gematria and seeing it through the everyday rituals that are presented to us real news, not by the numbers. I have mild schizophrenia, only when smoking weed, but can see how it would take away someone's sanity. Seems like a driving meaning to maintain the ego's safety, like angst from not knowing. Um, Beast says, y'all got me. Yeah, if you channel search for that, it should pop up. If you have trouble finding it, I'll try to find it for you and put the link here. I can't watch it because it's too intense, man. For me, it's just too intense. Gematria is a number meaning for OCD, schizophrenics, and Crowley did it better. 93 love, 93 love, 93 love, yeah. It's the best kind of love, it's better than 92 love I want. Yeah. Kitty Cat wants to call me Grandpa. You can call me that, but okay, well, I don't have any particular opinion on gematria, okay? Gematria or whatever. So, Rachel's into numerology. I'm not into numerology. I don't have any negative opinion about it. If my wife likes something like that, then I'm all for it. Rachel likes it, it's okay with me. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna be into it too. Dude, I had a video I had to delete. It was of my friend's car crash, and I thought they were going to be dead, and I was like freaking out trying to rip the doors off because the roof smashed. Why did you have to delete it? Too traumatic to save that video. I just don't rewatch things that are too intense for me to watch usually. Hard to have an opinion on something you don't know about. I'm all about educating my fellow people. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on it in general, in part because it's true. I don't know anything about it. Rachel looks into it. She sometimes tells me things about it, but not a subject I'm particularly interested in. Crowley wrote Thelema, which is a religion about the number 93. He didn't invent gematria, and it is not a religion. All right, you do that, Scott. He wrote a religion based on gematria. His entire religion is numerology, says Joe H. I don't know. How can numerology be a religion? It's not something that you worship. I can't wait for MBTI to become cool again in 8 years. I've only read Diary of a Drug Fiend. I've not read Diary of a Drug Fiend, but I've lived it. I think numerology is fun, but I try not to take it too seriously, says Rachel. Yeah, well, that's because you're a sensible lady who understands the limits of me and yeah. That if I were going to write a book and I wanted it to really encompass all of my wisdom, I would say the following. Scott's watching it, going to watch a video. Presumably he's gone to watch it. Anyway, uh, what was I saying? I don't know. Good night, Scott. It is. Oh, right. Diary of a Drug Fiend. A book to encompass all your knowledge. Right. The limits of meow about meow. The limits of meow. What did I say before? The limits of meow about meow. The point is, the limits of meow. Maybe that would just be a perfectly good title right there. The limits of meow. It would be a book about the limits of meow. Whatever meow is, you should understand what its limits are, what its scope is, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it. Its place, role, value, utility, and intellectual proceedings. The limits of meow. Why did they give us COVID 19 in 2020, 19 years after 9/11, and the 19 hijackers? Can someone say a ritual? I can say a ritual. Tapweed Tug Eye says, how much meth? Never mind, I would assume a lot. Are you asking me how much meth I'm on? The answer is 0 meth. How about you, Tapweed Tug Eye? Are you on a lot of meth? If so, I would suggest that perhaps you're guilty of something called projection. I prefer this activity, actually. I'm real human, but thanks for your suggestion. I did invite advice after all. If you were to write a book of Ericisms to share with the world, Tapweed Tug Eye, I will. I will take a couple of bong rips, that's true. But your notion that I somehow am doing meth is incorrect. I am not doing meth. So, good guess, I guess. But nevertheless, wrong. And an odd way to an odd way to enter the room, 56 and 56 is more than 54, you win. That's true. 56 and 56 is 112, whereas 54 is just 54. Anyone here ever took a crap so thick and strong it stood up under the toilet? No, I haven't, actually. All right, so let's try to pull this bong rip on behalf of Tagway Meow Meow Meow. The number 42 is a holy number, a holy, holy number where mystics have died. Okay, whatever, dude. Shit does not equal 56. Don't listen to this troll named Joe H. Okay, I won't. But it's okay. Props. Lol. But if we're doing gematria, let's go full schizo. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And 3 plus 4 equals 7. And 5 plus 6 equals 11. And 7 plus 8 equals 15. One popper, one sausage, then popper sausage, so on. Popper sausage. I'm Sergeant Popper Sausage. My name is Sergeant Papa Sausage, and I would like to introduce you to the world of jalapeno poppers. Just chat and stream. Yeah, right now, and in general, my activity here on Talking with Famous People is to engage with what the chat is saying. Sometimes I have inadequate um, chat activity, in which case I kind of freestyle thoughts until I get more adequate chat activity. Yeah. Sergeant Papa Sausage. I'm Sergeant Papa Sausage. Sergeant Papa Sausage. Sergeant Popper's Lonely Sausage Band. Right. Good call on that occasion. It sounds like the mascot of some like pizza joint, you know, like um, you know, I don't know. Sergeant Popper Sausage Pizza Parlor. Sergeant Popper Sausage's Pizza Parlor seems like a good name for a pizza parlor, and they'd have that mascot. I'm Sergeant Papa Sausage. Won't you come into Sergeant Papa Sausage's Pizza Parlor? We've got sausage. We've got papas with a side of ranch. He's dressed like in some kind of sergeant outfit, but he's got one of those like white mustache things. Go look for your grandkids. I have no grandkids. Are you in the retirement home? No. Boy, shut up. Bros in senior living. I'm not in the retirement home nor in senior living. Very Robbie Rotten energy. Well, he's a common archetype as a character because this corporation isn't looking to be super original. They're just looking to capitalize on the idea that children like mascots or whatever. Eric, what do you think happens when you die? Is there a soul possibly? I don't really have an opinion on it particularly. I don't know what happens after we die. Nobody really does, I don't think. I want to hear the perspective of someone with life experience, you know? Well, I do have life experience. Uh, what was the question exactly? What's your outlook on life? I don't think it's doomed, but I think there's a lot of things that aren't great, but I definitely don't think we're doomed. Everybody loves ranch. Maybe the case, but I would suggest that perhaps blue cheese or Roquefort is preferable. ZXHXRA says hello. You might pronounce that Zixixra. Zixixra. Mario Paukar hopes I'm having a good day. And in fact, I am having a good day. Ever broke dark hole? That's an inappropriate question. And he twists his mustache like Snidely Whiplash, but instead of being evil, he's just, he's a mastermind of jalapeno poppers and Italian sausage. Mario Paukar says, I will subscribe if you say would. Well, I don't generally solicit people to subscribe. If they want to subscribe because they feel like they want to consume this media, then good for them. And if they don't, then I don't care. Either way. Why is flat Earth dumb, but Nancy Pelosi is tied to end times? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe both of those things are dumb. It's Lori. It says hashtag egg Earth. We have an egg-shaped Earth, an egg-shaped Earth, an egg-shaped Earth. I think we should diet. Can you eat the whole pizza? Wow, you mean that Sergeant Popper Sausage's Pizza Parlor? Obviously you can. Yes, they are both busted ideas, but exist in the same place, do they? Well, people, I don't even think people necessarily believe things. They affirm certain things or negate certain things. Uh, Hi, Kayla Spence. Sorry I didn't note you before. Um, I addressed the question of what's up, Unc? You look great. Not a day over 35. I do look a couple of days over 35. I think I look somewhat older than my age of 52, but it's hard to say how much older. Depends on where I am in an Adderall bottle as well. I get kind of tired looking and tore up looking after a week or so on Adderall. Gorilla Beyonce Oprah. That's a terrible name for somebody. Be lie. Yes, the word lie right in the middle. Humans are so ignorant sometimes. They are ignorant sometimes. Don't do busted word correlation with that word researching the word etymology. All right, thanks, Joe H. Phil says, "Hey X, hey Phil, don't plan on. I do have an Instagram, but I never use it or look at it really. Instagram is not YouTube. I only have one social media platform, and it's YouTube. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a quick song or two. Have I heard of the wonderful machine called the Heirloom? No. You see how I started sharing some truth and triggered the F out of this guy, Joe H? Well, I mean, he's disagreeing with you. I don't know if that really means you triggered him. You evoked a response. It's not maybe the response you wanted, but it's a response. I was just wishing Bob would come, and he came. How often do we go live? Every day. Today, this is the second time I've gone live today. Stacy likes pizza. Hey. Hey, Stacy, I hear you like pizza. Paula Abdul, Opposites Attract. Was that her album with her hit songs on it? Did anybody ever end up telling me what the other hit Paula Abdul song was besides Straight Up Now Tell Me Do You Want to Love Me Forever? Advice on dealing with the loss of a loved one. I mean, the only advice that there really is give it time, you know? Give it time. This is Fly Guy. A funny joke, but maybe not super appropriate. I lost both my parents in relatively short order, and it took me about a year to get over it. Like to just sort of get, plus a lot of other big life changes happening at the same time. It took me about a year to just kind of settle into my new life and kind of return to how I was before. Depending on the nature of the loved one, it could be more difficult than that. It could take longer, you know, depending on how important they were in your life. You know, I think probably loss of a spouse has got to be the most difficult, really. After your, yeah, I got $5,000 for it. After your child grows up or whatever. Soul Collector 420. You give weed smokers a bad name, making contrafactual and defaming accusations as your first engagement. So obviously, loss of a child is really difficult. But like the fact is, I engage with my child intermittently. Obviously, I'd be heartbroken to lose her, but I live with Rachel, you know, and I see her every day, and she's integrated deeply into my life. So on a regular day to day, moment to moment basis. So in that regard, I think spouse loss has to be the toughest. This is what my dad went through essentially before he killed himself. And miggity meow, meowgity meow. It's all a depressing topic. Yeah, pretty crazy video, huh? Hi, Winston Thomas. You are new. James says, ouch. I didn't mean to bring up a depressing topic, but remember my dad was like 85 and he lost all his physical facilities and faculties and yada yada. It was time. He settled things the way he wanted to on his terms, etc. I don't find the way he went out to be inherently a bad thing in those kind of circumstances. Glad to meet you too. It's freaking Jamie. So I am a musician, and I was gonna play a song here before I wrapped it up. I think I still will. Uh, what do we got here? If we got a decent number of people, maybe I'll play 40 people. It's a pretty good number. Maybe I'll play a song that people who are old timers here for before plenty of times. But I try to play something that is an original that people didn't really like right out the gate. So I think maybe actually I'll play Satchel of Helpful Goods here first. And then maybe after that I'll play another one. We'll see. Set controlling, do better. Okay. Now I guess you're talking to Joe H. Well, Fly Guy, you gotta remember that even though you're probably tired of all my existing songs or whatever, I'm getting a whole bunch of new audience who've never heard them before, so. Here bro goes again. Every life lived reaches a time when the road splits in two. There are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches a time when the road comes to an end. There are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel filled up with bones. Yeah, that satchel was nothing but home. Satchel of helpful goods. 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 tune here. There. That's better. Alright, so here is the second song I go play. I guess I'll play Gregory, which people seem to like a lot, so I'll play that one. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. And so he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. When he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. Until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach up on the guilty, then perhaps he'll get a chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. Well, thanks, Fly Guy. I guess I misunderstood your crying eyes, you know. So, I will play a third song, which is called Cloudy Day in Los Angeles. Maybe I'll play Cloudy Day, then I'll play Gerald, and I'll rap. That'll be it, probably. All right, Cloudy Day in Los Angeles. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who stay awake all night, and mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to sap your will to fight. But whether I'm supposed to be here or just be soon forgotten, noise is sort of based on what very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. There's something to say. So thanks for listening to that song. It's called Cloudy Day in Los Angeles. These are original songs that I'm playing. I'll play a fourth one before wrapping it up. What should I play? I guess I'll play this. I'll play Gerald Has a Thought. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get to Marjorie's tater tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business, thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work after up. He'd get back to it eventually. But his visions piled up, and his plans would interrupt all the work that started off so hopefully. Now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing factless to listless. So how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. But Gerald still knew there's too much to do, and he had dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut, where now and what? Too much time spent nitpicking the skew with you. Now, Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get to Marjorie's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business, thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Because Gerald has a thought. There. I don't have YouTube music because, unfortunately, James, I have not formally published really any of my music. I do have a playlist called Host Eric's Greatest Hits, which perhaps if Winston's mom is feeling in a kind mood, she might be willing to share here with the chat. I'll go outside for a health tube before wrapping it up. Then I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, it's freaking Jamie. Thanks, Marty P. Thanks, everybody, for listening. I appreciate it. I'm always very grateful to anybody who wants to listen to my music or is willing to listen to me play or finds it enjoyable or something. It's the nicest thing somebody can do for me, really. Okay, well, Kitty, not right this second. Right now, I'm going to smoke a health tube. I don't have an opinion about. Well, okay. Here's my answer to this question. If you mean, do I support them as in, do I like, do I, engage their services? No. Do I think that they should have rights and stuff? Of course. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the specific issue at hand, right? It's a complicated question. Like, do I support sex workers who want to advertise their services on YouTube? Well, in general, I like to keep my sex stuff and my other media separated from each other. So, I do feel like I played those things pretty well tonight. I could have sworn I had a pair of, yes, I do have a pair of glasses. Okay. Okay, James, will you stop with this whole just enough already, right? Here's to all lives with the same question. This whole dark hole thing. It's nice to meet you. I'm Starly Turntime's daughter, the jazz group. Stanley Turntime's daughter. I'll have to check. I'll have to look that up. The name doesn't sound extremely familiar, but my dad was a big jazz fan, so it may be the case that when I look it up, I like say recognize some of the album covers or something because he had such a huge record collection. Is that the link? I don't know. If I push it out here on the phone, it'll cause problems. Dad made 100 records. Wow. I have not made 100 records. Oh yes, I'll frighten people sometimes. Boo! Also, I've been known to emulate the sound of a spooky ghost really effectively, enough to cause people to run in terror. Well, I'll check it out. I'll listen to it, okay? Thank you, Fly Guy, for posting that list. I appreciate it. But you have made those hits. I made what hits the songs that I played. He played all over the world tenor sax. I'm sure he did. I'll check him out for sure. Alex says, "God damn, you're old." I am 52 years old, so that's shockingly old then. So it goes. Hi, Karina Schneider. How are you doing tonight? I am older, 60. Well, I agree with you, Candace Foster, that I'm obviously not not especially old, but people like to say that. It's a young demographic in general on YouTube Shorts feed, which is where we're getting most of these new viewers from. Rosa Lopez, hello. How are you? I'm doing quite well. We're going to be wrapping up the stream pretty shortly here. Because I want to go, I want to do a special thing that married people are allowed to do. Hello, 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 Rosa Lopez. I look younger than these young people, 50, not old. I agree, 50, not old. If there is, I don't even know if it's possible to add that donation, really. But I'm not sure how badly I want to add that if I can. I'm not really into soliciting money from people. But if I can add the button, maybe I will. I don't know. I'm not opposed to allowing people to donate to me and stuff if they want to. Uh, I'm gonna look into it and see if it's something that I can do. Yeah, I was just playing some songs right now. Candace Foster. If you go back a little bit in the stream, you'll hear me playing my songs. He's going to be filing jointly on his taxes tonight. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good way to put it, Bob UFO. I want to go file jointly on my taxes. Hey, bro, how's it going? The one person people know. You are that one person people know. You sang Candace Foster? Cool. It's nice to hear. WTF. Did you just say your dad is 11 years older than me? No. I know you're talking to Comedy Flu, but I did not say that. Yeah, this is an excellent ashtray, by the way. It's a metal dustpan. It's perfect for that. Comedy Flu says he has unilaterally adopted me as his father. Thanks, James. I appreciate the kind words. So, he never knew his actual father, apparently. When I say something and someone laughs, it makes me feel good. Me too. 1995 Honda Civic SI Coupe 2D. Well, it looks like you've earned yourself an edit. People don't seem to quite. Yeah, I'm going to finish the cigarette. I'm going to go. People don't seem to quite get it. There are no such things as an edit here on YouTube. Okay, Boba Fett. Maybe you should stop you shooting me. You should, yeah. You should, yeah. You thought about maybe you should not shoot me all the time? Right. Well, yeah, maybe only when you want them to laugh is a good observation as well. If if you say something very serious, it took me a while to make the courage to say this, but I really like you. And she laughs at you. That's not so hugely desirable. Oh, God. I have to watch the cat eat. You might as well watch him with me. It's like, I'm going to have to do this before I go take a shower anyway. You guys might as well watch the cat with me. Thanks. It's freaking Jamie. Very kind of you. Yeah, this cat is indeed a big baby. He's a huge cat, but he won't eat unless I'm standing here watching him eat. It's ridiculous. I've been enslaved by this cat. As I've explained before, I try to explain to the cat that he's a lowly beast of the earth, and I am a wise and highly developed human being, that he doesn't listen to me. Extra wide snit. Does snit mean cat? Sleep calls 7. Word up. See you later, James. Have a nice one. Wow. I don't know what God Soul said, but it's like I hit him before I could even see what he said. That's some fast hiding. Kitten equals kit equals snit. Uh-huh. I am living the dream, finally. Watching the cat eat like I always dreamed I'd grow up one day to watch my cat eat multiple times a day. Oh, I see. You don't need to call your cat that. I call this cat by its name, Trouble. That's his name. His name and his reality is that he's Trouble. Like, he's such a difficult cat. He eats so much. Requires me to watch him eat so much. He sheds so much. I don't know what God's soul said. Even I couldn't. It's like I was on it so fast I didn't even see what it said. I'll have to go in the other room and see. Do some ASMR. Let's see. How about like this? Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Ah. He must be, it's object permanence and its shape constancy, okay? He must be SI polar to experience that. All right, you want to go outside? Try to do my best Vincent Price impersonation. Anyway. But little did they know, the graveyard awaited them. Something like that. I don't really know how to do Vincent Price. How'd you go, kitty? Okay. All right, we're ready to wrap it up now. I've watched the cat eat, and shape constancy means basically being able to identify the identity of something, even though you haven't seen it in every conceivable direction, etc. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks so much for being here tonight. It's been a fun stream. I appreciated you all being here, and sleep well.